Hello everyone, in this video tutorial I am going to explain few more problems on coplanar non-concurrent force system. Here we have our third problem. Find the magnitude and direction of the resultant for the system shown in the figure. So it is same as previous problem, but they given one extra moment in this question. We have to take consideration while locating the resultant. In the previous question, they particularly asked with respect to A we have to locate, but in this case they not mentioned with respect to which point we have to locate. So randomly, or we can assume any point with respect to that we can locate the resultant. So first I am going to find the resultant in this case. For that I am going to resolve these forces in horizontal and vertical direction. So I am going to resolve these forces in horizontal and vertical direction. First I will take this 60 kilonewton. Angle is given with respect to horizontal. Therefore horizontal component is 60 cos 45. Then we have vertical component, that is 60 sin 45 degree. Then they given one moment, that is 200 kilonewton meter. I will take as it is they given in the question, that is 200 kilonewton meter. Now I will take this as second force. The angle is given with respect to vertical, so I am going to resolve this force first in vertical direction. So that is 60 cos 30. Therefore horizontal component is 60 sin 30. Then we have one more force, that is 40 kilonewton. First I am going to resolve in vertical direction, that is 40 cos 35. Then horizontal component, that is 40 sin 35. So after resolution I am going to find summation along horizontal and vertical direction. So first I am going to do in horizontal direction, that is sigma fx is equal to the first force, that is 60 cos 45, acting in negative direction, therefore minus 60 cos 45. Then moment we are not going to consider while doing the summation. While doing the summation of moment, we are going to consider that 200 kilonewton meter. The second force I am going to consider, that is 60 sin 30. It is acting in positive direction, therefore 60 sin 30. Then finally we have 40 sin 35. It is also acting in positive direction, therefore 40 sin 35. If I do the calculation, I will get sigma fx is equal to 10.51 kilonewton. Same way I am going to resolve in vertical direction. I will take it as sigma fy. The first force, that is 60 sin 45, it is acting downward, therefore minus 60 sin 45. The vertical component of one more 60 kilonewton force, that is acting downward, that is minus 60 cos 30. Then last force, that is 40 kilonewton. The vertical component is acting upward, therefore 40 cos 35. Therefore sigma fy is equal to, we will get minus 61.62 kilonewton. So once we get sigma fx and sigma fy, I can calculate r, that is resultant, that is sigma fx square plus sigma fy square. If I do the calculation, I am going to get 62.51 kilonewton. So if you want to calculate theta, theta is equal to tan inverse of sigma fy divided by sigma fx. We have to take this as mod. Therefore theta we will get 80.32 degree. Once I get Rx, Ry and theta value, then r value, I can draw the resultant. The horizontal component of the resultant we got plus, therefore plus Rx acting in positive direction 10.51 kilonewton. Then vertical component of the resultant we got minus, it is acting downward, therefore Ry is equal to minus 61.62. Therefore resultant is acting in between these two forces, so I will take here because 81 degree almost vertical, this is theta is equal to 80.32 and resultant value that is 62.51 kilo Newton. So after getting resultant we have to locate. In this question particularly they not mentioned with respect to which point we have to locate the resultant. So for that I will assume with respect to A I am going to locate the resultant. So I have to calculate summation of moment about A, then I have to apply Verignon's theorem, that is moment of the resultant is equal to summation of moment of all the individual forces. So if I equate that one I will get the moment arm of the resultant, then if I find the x-intercept and y-intercept then I can locate the resultant. So first I am going to calculate summation of moment about A. So if I consider this as center, A as center, so first I am going to consider this force. If I shift that force in the line of action of force, it is passing through A. That means it is not going to generate any moment or it is not going to rotate point A in any direction. Now secondly I am going to consider this force. If I shift that force in the line of action of force, it is not passing through A. That means it is going to rotate point A in any direction. So if you want to find direction, so initially for this force this is 0. The second force, if I take this as center A, then if I take this as radius, if I am trying to draw the circle, it is going to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Therefore I have to take this as minus. Therefore 60 cos 45 into perpendicular distance, that is distance from here to here, that is 2 meter. In the question they given both the distances are 2 meter, therefore this distance that is 2 meter. So this is the moment component of 60 cos 45. Now I am going to consider this moment. They given that is clockwise moment. So simply I will add that one. If it is clockwise plus, if it is anti-clockwise minus. In this case it is clockwise, so I will add that 200 kilonewton meter. Then after that I am going to consider this force. So if I shift the force in the line of action of force, just I will imagine I will shift that force in the line of action of force, it is not passing through A, that means it is going to rotate. So just for the imagination I will shift that force here. If I apply that force, it is going to rotate in clockwise direction, therefore that value is positive. Therefore plus 60 sine 30 perpendicular distance, that is 2 meter into 2 meter. Then we have one more component of 60 kilonewton, that is 60 cos 30, that is vertical component. So if I shift that force in the line of action of force, it is not passing through A, therefore it is going to rotate point A. So imaginarily I will shift that force here. If I apply that force, it is going to rotate point A in clockwise direction. Therefore that component is plus, that is 60 cos 30 into perpendicular distance, that is 2 meter into 2. Now I'm going to consider horizontal component of 40 sine 30. If I shift that force in the line of action of force, it is passing through A. That means it is not going to rotate point A. The last component, that is 60 cos 35. If I shift that force in the line of action of force, it is not passing through A. Therefore, if I apply that force about A, it is going to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Therefore, the value is negative. So that is minus 40 cos 35. The perpendicular distance is 2 meter. 40 cos 35 into 2 meter. So if I do the calculation, I will get sigma MA is equal to, so sigma MA value is 213.53 kilonewton meter. So once I get the summation of moment, I can apply the Verignas theorem, that is moment of the resultant R into D is equal to summation of moment about any point or same point. So if I want D, I will take mod sigma MA divided by R. Therefore D is equal to sigma MA, we got clockwise 213.53 divided by R value, that is 62.51. So D we will get 3.41 meter. Then X intercept that is sigma MA divided by sigma Fy, that means 213.53 divided by sigma Fy, we got 61.62. So we'll get 3.46 meter. Then Y intercept, that is sigma MA divided by sigma Fx, that is 213.53 divided by X value, sigma Fx value, that is 10.51. So if I do the calculation, we'll get 20.31 meter. So after getting this value, I have to show in the figure. For that, I will take this figure. So we want clockwise moment. So X value we got 3.46. This is just 2 meter. So I will take 3.41 somewhere here in X direction. So this distance is 3.41. Then Y distance we got large value, that may be in Y direction. A is our origin now, that is 0 0. So Y, that is 20.31 Y direction. So if I join these 2 points, so if I take this as lever arm here, that is D is equal to 3.41 meter. If I apply about A, it is going to rotate point A in clockwise direction. So even we want here also plus means clockwise. Also it satisfies the coordinate. So whatever we done, that is proper. We have to do trial and error. We have to check for each condition. So this is going to satisfy. Therefore our assumption is correct. This is 62.51 kilonewton, that is R value. X intercept is 3.41, Y is 20.31. 0.31 meter. So this is the final figure for this problem. Here we have our next problem, that is fourth problem in coplanar non-concurrent force system. Find the magnitude, direction and position of resultant force with reference to A of the force system shown in the figure. They given one force system, we have to find the resultant of this force and we have to locate with respect to point A. So in previous cases we have seen only point forces, but in this case they given one UDL. So whatever the UDL they given, first we have to convert that into point load, then we have to apply in the system. Any UDL if they given like this, so per meter that value they given, that is 100 Newton per meter. So we have to convert that into kilonewton or point force, that is nothing but this is 100 Newton per meter. So force value, that is 100 into length, that is it is acting for a length of 1 meter. So length is 1 meter. So if I do that one, I will get, that is like Newton meter into meter, I will get the value, that is 100 Newton. Instead of applying 100 Newton per meter, I have to apply a point force of 100 Newton. The question is where it is acting. If it is UDL is acting for a distance of 1 meter, at the center it is going to act. If it is 1 meter, from left side at a distance of 0.5 meter, from right side at a distance of 0.5 meter. So I will draw the free body diagram for this figure. Now I am going to resolve these forces, then I want to draw the free body diagram. The first force, that is 100 Newton, it is acting exactly vertical, so directly I can take, that is 100 Newton, there is no horizontal component. The 200 Newton force, angle is given with respect to horizontal, therefore horizontal component of the force, that is 200 cos 60. If I resolve this force in vertical direction, it is going to act downward. I will take this as 200 sin 60. Then 100 Newton force, we converted that into point load. It is going to act in between that 1 meter, that is at a distance of 0.5 meter from both sides. That value 100 into 1 meter, that is 100 Newton. The last force, that is 500 Newton, it is acting exactly horizontal, there is no vertical component for 500 Newton. Now I am going to resolve these forces in horizontal and vertical direction. Therefore sigma Fx is equal to, we have our first force, that is 200 cos 60, it is acting in negative direction leftward, therefore minus 200 cos 60. Then there is no horizontal component for that 100 Newton force, also for this 100 Newton force for that UDL, because it is acting exactly downward. The only remaining force, that is 500 Newton, that is acting in positive direction, therefore 500 Newton. So if I do the summation, I will get sigma Fx is equal to 400 Newton. So I am going to resolve these forces in vertical direction. Sigma Fy is equal to, the first force I am going to consider, that is 100, it is acting downward, therefore minus 100. Then the vertical component of 200 Newton force, that is 200 sin 60, again it is acting downward, therefore minus 200 sin 60. Then we have the component of the UDL, we converted that into point load, that is minus 100, it is acting downward, that's why it is minus. Then there is no vertical component for 500. So only these are the forces. If I do the summation, we will get minus 373.21 Newton. Then we can calculate the resultant. R is equal to root of sigma fx square plus sigma fy square. If I do the calculation, we will get 547.06 Newton. So after that I can calculate the direction of the resultant, that is tan theta is equal to mod of sigma fy divided by sigma fx. Therefore theta is equal to, we will get 43.01 degree. After getting these values, I am going to locate the resultant. The horizontal component we got 400 plus, it is acting in positive direction, therefore Rx is equal to 400 Newton. Then sigma Fy we got minus value, that is acting downward, that is Ry is equal to minus 373.21. Therefore resultant is acting in between these two forces, maybe here, because theta is 43.01 degree, then resultant is 547.06 Newton. After drawing the direction of the resultant, I have to locate this resultant with respect to A, because in the question they clearly mentioned with respect to A, I have to locate the resultant. For that I will make use of this figure. Then I will calculate the moment about A, and by using Varignon's theorem I am going to locate this resultant, that is sigma ma is equal to, if I shift that force 100 Newton in the line of action of force, it is passing through A. Therefore it is not going to rotate point A. Therefore the component from 100 Newton for the moment, that is 0. So now I am going to consider this 200 cos 60. If I shift that force in the line of action of force, again it is passing through A. Therefore because of that force, rotation is 0. The next force I am going to consider the vertical component of 200 Newton force. So if I shift that force, it is not going to pass through A. So therefore it is going to rotate that point in clockwise direction. If I take this as radius, if I apply that force, or if I am trying to create one circle, it is going to create in clockwise direction. Therefore plus 200 sin 60, the perpendicular distance, that is 1 meter. So distance is, or lever arm is 1 meter. Now I am going to consider this 100 Newton force. If I shift that force in the line of action of force, it is not passing through A, therefore it is going to rotate A. So the component is, if I take this as radius, if I trying to create this circle, it is going to create in clockwise direction. Therefore plus 100 into, the distance is 1 meter plus 1 meter plus 0.5 meter, that is perpendicular distance to the force, therefore 2.5 meter. The one more component, that is 500 Newton. So if I shift that force in the line of action of force, it is not passing through A, so therefore it is going to rotate the point A. If I imagine I shifted that force here by the principle of transmissibility, so if I trying to create the circle, it is going to create in anti-clockwise direction. Therefore that value is minus 500 into perpendicular distance is 0.5 meter. So 0.5. So if I do the calculation, I will get sigma ma is equal to 173.20, I got positive answer, that is Newton meter clockwise. After getting MV value, I am going to apply Varignon's theorem, that is R into D, moment of the resultant is equal to summation of moment of all the other forces. So we got R value, that is 547.06. D I will take as it is. Here moment value 173.20. Therefore D we will get 0.317 meter. So now I am going to calculate x intercept. The formula is sigma MA divided by sigma Fy, that is 173.20. Sigma Fy we got 373.21. I am taking mod because this is distance, that should be plus value. Therefore 0.464, it is meter. The one more value, that is y intercept, formula is sigma MA divided by sigma Fx, it is 173.20. Sigma Fx we got 400. So if I do the calculation, we'll get 0.433 meter. So these values I have to show in the figure with respect to A. To show that resultant in figure, first I have to check the value of moment, that is clockwise. So about A, if I take this as origin, A as origin, in x direction, that is 0.464, here to here, that is 1 meter, so 0.464 somewhere here in between, so I will mark that point. In y direction 0.433, maybe somewhere here 0.433. If I join those 2 points, if I draw like this, so if I see that one, it is going to satisfy the coordinate. Also about A, if I apply this force, it is going to rotate in clockwise direction. Therefore my assumption is correct. Therefore x intercept is 0.464, y intercept is 0.433, 0.433, r value we got 547.06. Then this theta value we got 43.01. Then D value, that is lever arm, that is here, that D is equal to 0.317. This is the final figure for this problem.